What's up YouTube? We've got Charlie Turner here. He's the latest regional winner from Newcastle. He went 6-1, finished first place with his p.u.n.k adventure deck. You didn't play p.u.n.k, right?
No,
p.u.n.k adventure. How was it? How did you find the deck?
It ran really well. Like, I barely tested the deck. First time I played it was like Sheffield Regionals. It was 6-2. I should have top, but I just made a huge misplay.
Okay.
I learned from that mistakes, and then I actually won the regional the day after Newcastle after just testing it a little bit more and just making a few adjustments.
Fair enough. And guys, if you're wondering, we're actually in Sneak Attack store. Everyone's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Testing for nationals. All right. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, huge shout out to Sneak Attack Games. Wouldn't be able to get this far without them. Sammy for being the store owner, he's been amazing.
Yep.
Giving small advice, lending cards, something like that. Giles Dow for travelling to the events with me, and for yourself for driving us to Newcastle, because without that, I probably wouldn't have gone, to be honest.
No worries, man. All right, and then let's get into the profile, bro. Let's see the spice.
So, start with just the 6 p.u.n.k cards. So it's 2 ZMN, 1 Deano, and a 3 Foxy Tune.
Okay.
Can't really say anything about this. This engine was amazing. I would want to maybe try and bump it up to a 2nd Deano and maybe a 3rd one of these, just because I want to see them more.
Yep.
And it starts the combos to carry through. This Brave Monsters, so just 3 Water Girl and 1 Griffin.
Okay, no illegal night?
No illegal night, didn't really test it, I thought it was a bit greedy, but there are times where I found I wanted to run a 2nd Griffin.
Yep.
So I might try and update that later on, see if I can find space for a 2nd one, because it has come up quite a lot.
Okay.
And then my favourite part of the deck, 3 Sangan,
Alright.
and the Crusader Extender, which I normally use to search for Sangan to get into Hulk and continue my plays to just scythe them. But a nice little part of Sangan is, if you open E-Telly or any other extender, you can search for any hand drop in your deck.
So the plan is normal summon Sangan, you link this away, special summon Al Mirage, trigger this to add this, because it doesn't activate when it's special summoned, so you special into the zone, and then you just link both into Hulk, and then you just combo off. I like it, it's good.
Just a nice 1-card starter to get your whole plays on board.
Nice.
And then onto the hand traps. I decided on quite a few because I thought they were just better as an engine as such over the Therions, because the Therions just seem to brick a lot.
Yep.
And it's hard to kind of get the engine going unless you don't mill. So I just thought I'd rather just have hand traps that can defend me against blowout cards like droplets. So it's just 3 Ash,
Yep.
generic level 3 tuner, the best against Despia, triple Veiler. This was a bit weird at the event, but you kind of have to run it because the light level 1 tuner, spellcast as well for Celine, and it's just, you can make a Chaos Order with Griffin as well if you need to. The best hand drop in the deck was double Nibiru. This won me so many game 1s and just in general matchups against Salad at Sheffield, and then especially against Sword Soul and Newcastle and the mirror match. It was just really good to have in game 1.
Did you not feel like with him how many like Despia there is at these events now that it's just not good enough to main, or do you just don't really mind?
It is bad against Despia. There are some hands where the hands are like good enough they have to overextend, and that's when you just drop the nib and you win from there. But I did side it out all the time against Despia because just better side it cards for it. But I'd just rather have it in the deck for every other matchup where it's going to just be a blowout.
Makes sense.
And then the last hand trap was the Gamma package. It does conflict a bit with like the rights, but you mainly have it just to protect your early combos like E-Telly, Water Girl, just to make sure your early plays go through. And if you get to use it, it's just a free Chaos Order or a Hulk straight away, so it gets your engine just going straight away. That's all the hand traps. It's just all the other little parts of the engine now, so the Jet Synchron. Amazing, it came off the list. Creates so many different combos. It gets a Hot Red, 1-card Dagda for the Scythe combo. I know this has been cut recently, but I still opted on the Little Rose package. It's not needed. I did brick a lot on it, but I just liked it there for the extra bit of power. And I didn't really test any builds about it, so I just knew the combos of this, so I decided to stick with it for that event. Fairy Tail Snow, never used it, but the regional before it come in clutch a lot. So wish I could have used it more. Just used it really to link climb into Celine after siphoning the turn before. And of course the last one's the Earthquake Scythe. It won me every game 1 against Despia. And that's the reason why I was about to beat 4 Despias on the day. Just literally just turn 1, full combo, and then game 2 and 3 is normally a lock as well.
Alright.
And then onto the spells. best cards
Yep.
in the deck, the Avenger package. I decided to run this deck purely because it's one of the best probably Avenger decks at the moment. And I think with this, p.u.n.k and p.u.n.k, which is a bit too bricky, I just wanted to have a good solid deck.
Yep.
That combos consistently, really. Another crazy card that really shouldn't be at 3, but it is.
Yeah.
Gets you the p.u.n.k engine going. It's just absolutely insane, and sometimes if you need it for a level 2 tuner, just get off gamma and just do comboing from there, really.
Yep.
Triple droplets. I just thought I'd see a lot of mirror matches, and this card's just a blowout when they set up the full board. You can actually fight back. There was times where good spells like E-Telly, you can go right, E-Telly, chain droplets. It's just 3 negates in that end.
Nice.
Normally enough to win you the game. And just 3 one-offs, Called by the Grave. I drew it so many times.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. Like, it's nice seeing this card. Foolish Barrel.
Okay.
It's needed. You send Snow, Jet Synchron, Enchantress.
Enchantress, yeah.
Anything you need at that current time.
Token
Never really
Collector
saw
as
it,
well.
though. Token Collector in the side deck, yeah. Normally I send a Riser, but if you can't get to that play, send Token Collector. And the other brick, Basil Rose Shoot. I've been there so many times.
Did you?
It's the reason why I kind of want to cut the Rose package, but it's just, I like the extra power in it, so I'll take the little bit less consistency for that.
So how many main deck?
45 in the main deck.
45.
Going on to the extra deck.
Yep.
So it's 1 Hour Mirage, just for literally Sangan,
Yep.
just to get your combo going, because you've got the Link arrow pointing down for the Crusadia. Link Karibo, which is good, level 1 Link, and it's also a Dark, comes up with Chaos Ruler sometimes when you don't have a Dark in the grave. Hulk,
Yep.
best card in the deck, just a shame it's not more than 1, because this deck lacks follow-up. So if you struggle to do your full combo with Scythe, you may struggle in the later game. So you've got to kind of manage your resources a bit better, so make sure you do have a follow-up in case it doesn't go through. But again, for the Scythe combo, Dagda. I added this one in last minute for Newcastle. I thought I'd try Dark Charmer out. It actually come up quite a lot.
Okay.
But when I was trying to push the game, it would let me link climb into Celine a bit easier sometimes when I've got just a Dark on the field. Just reborn against Despia, this coming really clutch against Despia, just always just get into the Celine access combo quicker to kill them.
Nice.
And then, of course, Celine. I know some lists don't run it, but I'm just adamant that I love it because all the games I'm winning is because I just make Celine into access. Appaloosa, didn't really use it much. I probably made it once over the 2 regionals.
Yep.
I could probably cut it down for another card, maybe the Light Charmer, or I kind of want to run Herald. I might add in Soul Package because it kind of plays around Droplet, but I think that's just a bit too much just to play around 1 card. It's a 3-off that they can't really search. One of the best cards in the deck, Asset Code, just pushing for game. It just stole so many games.
Yeah.
Shooting Riser, I'll say this is great for just sending Snow to the grave, blindly going turn 1, and when you go into the side deck, as you'll see, it's just Token Collector, it's just against Soul, it's normally an auto win. You can't play around everything. Another part of the Scythe package, TG Wonder Magician. Sometimes if you don't have the Scythe combo, it's just nice to have a little bit of advantage on their turn, pop in one of the spell traps, sometimes a field spell, who knows. Probably most important card in the deck, Chaos Ruler.
Yep.
It just creates so much
The heart and soul.
advantage, mid and 5, get Water Girl, Jet, anything like that.
Yeah.
Especially mid and Sangan off it, and I have a normal summon, just summon Sangan and get the full combo there.
That's true as well, yeah, that's nice.
So I can just combo and just search another hand trap. Hot Red, Jet Synchron on this goes into Hot Red. You normally end on this on your combo. It's just normally a lock when you're trying to scythe them. They can't really stop it.
Yep.
A few games I've tried to pull by the grave my scythe, just negate of Hot Red, and after that, on resolution, make a Baron. After you bring out this Baron with this,
Yep.
there's no way they're coming back for the game, so it's just needed for the combo. Zombie Vampire, I never really made it too much because it's a gamble. I was at Sheffield, I was making this a lot and chancing to get a tuner, but I realised throughout the day that's not the correct play. And during the Despia matchup, I didn't want to fill up the graveyard and make Brennan Red live straight away. I feel like that's like how they can play around this deck, and I didn't want to lose to them hard opening Brennan Red and just play him because I milled their Despia cards. So if needed be, I will go in it to try and mill like an Enchantress engine, but I opted not to make it much.
Okay.
And probably the best card in the deck. I made this so much over the weekends. It stole so many games against Despia. They would blind make Masquerade. I'd go full combo. They would have a monster attack and just go battle phase, attack the game.
Oh, nice. You'd be so low on life. It just the difference is game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole extra deck.
Anything you change in the extra?
Maybe the Appaloosa, because I didn't really make it much at all. So probably a Light Charmer, or after testing the Souls package, I might change it to a Herald just to play around the droplets a bit more.
Okay.
So the side deck, I chose 2 Droll. I just thought it's really good in these punk kind of decks. It slows them down, especially in the 3-on-1, because they seem to add a lot more. And Flunder, I wasn't really prepared for the deck. So I thought just 2 Droll, because I can just search it against Sangan with Sangan if I know I'm against Flunder, and that's normally just an auto win from there.
Yeah.
You just set up some negates with a Droll, they can't really play. Token Collector, best card against Sword Soul. It won me every sort of matchup purely for just send it off Riser. They can't out your normal board with a Cyclops and this.
Yep.
They've got to choose what to play around. So it's normally just a win from there.
So you only thought one was enough?
Yeah, I thought because you normally go into Shooting Riser during your combo anyway.
Yep.
So like you always have access to it in a way. It's very rare that you never make Riser during it. So I just thought one's enough. I only really want it for going first anyway. Like I would decide it's still going second. If I draw it, I draw it. If not, it's nice for a follow-up after you break their board. I wasn't too scared of back row decks. I didn't think that'd be popular, to be honest. So I just opted to run 2 Twin Twister and 1 Duster. I end up starting this thing quite a lot against Despia sometimes. I'm going second just to hit the force the Brandon red, so I can play around a lot less. Especially when I had like ad lib to get rid of 1 more Mirror Jade Vanish, because this deck does struggle sometimes against 1 Mirror Jade if your hand's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Dark Brother No More. Never really used it throughout the 2 events, especially Newcastle. I just didn't really have a matchup where I thought it'd be good enough to side. Against Despia, I played 4 of them. I just didn't think I needed it against that deck. And then the best card in the side deck that won me pretty much every matchup was Anti-Spell. One time, they just had crossed out and started 1 anti-spell. That kind of screwed me over, but apart from that, this card's amazing. I wouldn't cut this from the side deck. The only cards I probably would consider is maybe the Dark Rulers, because you've already made the droplets, and that sometimes is enough, but it's nice to see more cards just to help break the boards. I would probably cut this as well, Red Reboot, because I just don't need to respect trap decks really. I think the 2 twins and Harvey Featherduster is enough, and I just don't think trap decks are played that much anymore. So I could maybe cut this, but I really lost at Sheffield to this. They started it in against me, don't run any traps, just for the anti-spell I guess, and they opened it and won because of it. And the last 2 cards, Dimensional Barrier, this come in nearly every game, and the main reason I actually chose to run this deck is because of how prevalent this is in the side decks, and them calling synchros doesn't really matter because they're still going to get Psyfluxed. You end on the Baron after that anyway, so it doesn't really stop your plays. All it does is stop you getting to Chaos Roller on your turn and then Hot Red, but it doesn't really stop you enough to let them win the game.
Fair. And then the reason why 2 of these?
It was free, but I didn't want to get cheesed too much by if there was any trap deck, so I decided to cut 1 for a Duster just in case.
Okay, fair. All right, Charlie, again, congrats on winning the Newcastle Regionals. Yeah, it was the last regional before Nationals, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You excited? You going?
I'm excited to go in that. Hopefully I can try and top again, but as I said,
yeah, Newton is your nemesis, right?
he is, yeah.
Yeah,
My kryptonite. I just can't seem to beat him when it matters, apparently.
Fair enough. All right, Charlie, well, congrats again. All right, take care, and then, guys, in the next one.
Cheers.